The last circulating Lincoln cents, which have become known as the Omega Pennies due to the inclusion of a small Omega privy mark just below Liberty, have now been sold at auction. 696 coins were sold in 232 lots for a total of $16.7 million. Each lot was made up of a set of 3 coins, one Philadelphia Mint Omega Cent, one Denver Mint Omega Penny, and a special 24-karat gold 2025 Omega Cent, which was also struck at the Philadelphia Mint. All of these coins were slabbed and graded individually by PCGS and marked on the label as a part of a specific set, numbered 1 through to 232. One set representing each year that the cent has been in circulation from 1793 to 2025, with prices per lot varying wildly, with the cheapest lot of 3 coins selling for $48,000, all the way up to the most expensive lot achieving a closing price at auction of $800,000. Let's break it down, shall we? Because there was very good and logical reasons for the wide variance in the price. As you can see here, most lots were sold are clustered around the $60,000 to $75,000 range, which falls neatly into the $72,000 average lot price for the 3-coin sets, with some sets selling for between $48,000 and $60,000. Then a small handful of sets just about doubling that number, or even more. One of the biggest reasons was simply just the grade of the individual coins. And while I'm trying not to be a negative Nancy, if I'm being completely honest, I was a little disappointed in the general strike quality of these special coins, or, well, the lack thereof, more specifically. Overall, the coins were graded between MS63 and MS69, but that doesn't quite tell the full story. For the Philadelphia Mint coins, the lowest grade was MS63, and the finest known examples were only MS66, and only 15 coins out of the 232 managed to even get that, with the majority of the coins being graded at the MS65 level. The Denver Mint fared a lot better overall, with only 1 coin grading as MS63 compared to the 31 that came from the Philly Mint by comparison. And the finest known from the Denver Mint achieved MS67, although it should also be noted that only 3 coins managed to do that, with again most coins clustering around the MS65 level. The gold coins were a lot more consistent though. Although not a single coin got an MS70, almost 97% of the mintage got a grade of MS69, while 8 coins got a grade of MS68. If you convert that to percentages, it becomes effectively statistically negligible. I just think that, given the special nature and significance of these coins, that the US Mint could have taken a lot more care in creating them. The Denver and Philadelphia Mint coins both graded more than half of the total population at MS65. Even if you combine the populations, that's still 55% of the coins that managed an MS65 grade. But I'm sure you didn't come here to listen to me complain about the Mint. So let's get into the more interesting stuff. If you look at the prices and composition of the sets, it quickly becomes very obvious that the wide variance of the prices achieved had a lot to do with the grades of the coins themselves, with the MS63 and 64 graded coins, or sets containing those coins, largely being clustered around the $48,000 to $60,000 price range. Then the sets containing MS64 and 65 pieces, and perhaps a 66 graded Denver coin here and there, being sold at auction for the average $60,000 to $75,000 price range, with prices spiking quickly from there as MS66 level sets breaking the $100,000 barrier and the 3 MS67 coins selling well above that still. Looking more closely at the composition of the individual sets as well, there are only 9 sets that had a matching pair of MS66 pennies from Denver and Philadelphia, despite 15 coins grading as MS66 from Philadelphia. These sets were then more highly prized for that reason as well, while the grade of the gold coins seemed to have little to no impact on the price of the sets overall, although most of the sets, including an MS68 gold coin, did sell at the lower end of the range, to be fair. But let's take a look at the top 10 most expensive sets and try to see why they outperformed most of the field, starting with set 155, representing the year 1948. This was the first set sold to include one of the 3 MS67 coins, accounting for the higher closing price of $105,000, despite the fact that the Philadelphia mint coin only graded MS64 for the set. Next in line is set 220, representing the year 2013, with coins graded as MS69, 66 red, and MS66 red, this being one of the only 9 matched sets where both the copper coins graded as MS66. It sold for $120,000. After that, we look at set 214, representing the year 2007. This, again, was one of only the 9 matched sets that contained 2 MS66 red coins, along with the MS69 gold piece. Also, at this point, it was fairly late in the auction and there were only 2 other matched sets left. So if you wanted one, you couldn't be shy about paying $120,000 for it. Lot 156, which is symbolic of the year 1949, is much the same story again. A highly prized registry level set, with the coins graded as MS69 and a matched set of MS66 red cents completing the trio, which also sold for $120,000, confirming the tight price range of $110,000 to $120,000 for these matched MS66 sets. The same logic then also extends towards the next lot, containing set 157, representing 1950 in the chronology of the series. This is a true trophy-level set containing one of the 3 MS67 coins from the Denver Mint, achieving $130,000 despite the Philly Mint coin only grading as MS64 red. At the halfway point, we find set 231, standing in for 2024. This is easily, in my opinion, the most overpriced set in the entire auction. At $150,000, this is pure emotional bidding, as the penultimate lot it sold for well above the value of the MS64 red and MS65 red P&D coins it contains. Pure FOMO, or late auction urgency bias, if you want to use a more technical term. Lot 69 is a lot nicer and more rational by comparison, as it was the first match set to cross the auction block at the auction. The first of the 9 matched sets that were available, in fact, with coins graded as MS69, 66 red, and MS66 red respectively. It represents the cleanest scarcity balance available at $160,000. Coming in at third place is lot 212, which sold for $180,000 and is a symbolic representation of year 2005. The coins were graded as MS69 for the gold, MS65 red for the Philly coin, and MS67 red for Denver. And that last coin is the key in this lot. It was very late in the auction, and this lot was the last chance to get an MS-67 red graded piece. It was now or never. The second most expensive set was the very first one, set number 1, auction lot 10001, representing not only the first lot in the auction, but also the year 1793, when the cent entered circulation for the first time. The coins were graded as MS-69 for the gold coin, MS-65 red for the P mint, and MS-65 red for the D mint example. And the bragging rights to have the first set cost one collector $200,000. Then the highlight of the auction, the final lot, and the most expensive set sold. Truly the last circulating Lincoln pennies minted, set number 232, symbolic of the year 2025, containing not only 3 coins, with an MS-69 gold coin, the Philadelphia Mint coin still bearing the scars of the US Mint treasurer Brandon Beecher's fingerprints when he minted that coin at a special minting ceremony in November, and no, I'm never going to shut up about that, because it does in fact irk me, and the Denver Mint coin clocking in at MS-66 red. But this set also included 3 sets of cancelled coin dies that were used to strike these special coins, making it truly one of one, a unique opportunity that has institutional and symbolic significance, not to mention the ultimate bragging rights for a Lincoln cent collector. All of that drove this lot to a closing price of $800,000. So if you assume similar significance for the first and the last set, then there is a delta of about $600,000 between set 1 and set 232, implying that the dies were worth about $200,000 per die pair over the coins themselves, with everything combining into a record-setting Lincoln cent auction totaling $16,764,500. So let me know what you make of this now that the dust is beginning to settle on the Omega pennies. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.